So welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Finals here at CeBIT, and we're about to move on to our second, and unfortunately for us on Stream A, final Counter-Strike game of the day, and it's going to be Navi, the current leaders of Group B, against wemade Fox, the third place, the third placing team, I guess you could say, of Group B. But they're obviously tied on points. Both teams have won one game and lost 0. And for me, I think this is going to be a very interesting one. Obviously, Navi got off to such a huge start against Complexity. It ended 20... Actually, it's not there, but I think it ended 25-5 or something.
Something around those
lines. Around those lines. So they've got already a huge score difference. Which could prove to be a little bit crucial a bit later on. Obviously, SK Gaming just a little bit earlier beating MYM here on stream. And also, wemade Fox beat Roskilde Ravens 17-13 in their first matchup. So, what are you expecting to see from this? Because we touched on the point of Navi quite a lot yesterday. Just the fact that they've been playing a lot, obviously, in the Eastern European kind of theatre and obviously the Arbalete Cups. How do you think that's going to impact on this game against wemade Fox?
Well, of the two teams, wemade Fox hasn't seen any kind of quality international competition since WEM, which was in December, sort of mid-December. Whereas, obviously, Navi, the exact opposite. They've had the most quality opposition of all the teams who are coming into this event now with the same lineup in the past sort of month and a half. So I think that kind of seriously favors the Ukrainians. And for me, I think for wemade Fox to do really well, it really kind of comes down to what kind of map draw they're going to get, I think. I think that's really going to dictate how competitive they are. Whereas I feel like Navi, I think what's going to make it very difficult for wemade Fox to beat Navi on all the maps or in all kinds of situations is that their style is just going to be so radical in comparison to even what wemade Fox themselves have played.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be anything like the Swedish style. It's not going to be like the American style. So even though wemade Fox have a lot of international experience, I don't think they've necessarily ever played a team like Navi.
No, certainly not. And, the thing that, in my opinion, made Navi so great to watch and also so successful at European Championships and obviously the Arbalete Cups, that they mix up their style. They can play really slow and defensive, but they can also be one of the more aggressive teams that you really ever see around in international Counter-Strike as well. So I think that varied kind of play style is really going to catch wemade Fox out a lot, because don't forget, wemade Fox, they might be able to practice against a few Korean teams, but at the end of the day, their whole knowledge base on these teams, Roskilde Ravens, Complexity probably, and Navi are all going to come from demo watching.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't played any of them, and this is over a huge period of time. So it's very difficult to fully gauge, like, okay, the team in the demo, how close are we to what they're going to be doing? And you can never fully tell what you're going to do until you actually get into some of those matches. You test it out a little bit, or at least play a team like them. And that's why in the case of Navi, it's really dangerous, because I can't even off the top of my head think of the time they've even played either a Eastern European team, or one who are kind of have a similar kind of wild style of play. Because one thing I like about Navi's style, and why I think they can compete with anyone in this tournament, is they will play disciplined. They'll play kind of their practiced style, but also they're not afraid to just, against some of the good teams, they'll kind of just turn their really good players loose. And then guys like Marklov, guys like Edward, can kind of just in the spur of the moment just do really crazy things, so they don't kind of rein them in too much when it could be beneficial to kind of give them a bit of room.
Yeah, I mean, Arbalete Asia, they played Forza, obviously the Russian team.
Yeah.
And they lost 19-11 on Inferno. I mean,
actually, wemade Fox came last in their group at that event.
Yeah.
They completely bombed it. So.
Which is the event that Navi won as well.
Yeah. So they didn't even get a chance to play them.
Yeah, this is going to be the first meeting we have between these two sides. And obviously, I think this result is really important, because if wemade Fox end up losing it, and by a decent margin, they could find themselves kind of slipping away. I mean, their first game against Ravens was the 17-13, the closest game actually that we've seen in the group stage so far in Group B. So they need to make sure that at least if they lose this game, that they keep it really tight. But I think Navi, after that big victory, they're going to want to keep up the kind of big round difference and obviously take another 3 points.
And it would be so huge if wemade Fox could win this game, because then not only are they sitting on 2 wins, but then they can afford to lose to SK Gaming. they can afford to maybe lose a game to a team like a Roskilde Ravens, who they don't know that well. Especially as then they know to themselves, okay, we saw MIM, they weren't playing too great before, so we have a chance to play them, maybe we beat them. All of a sudden we're on 3 wins. And we saw yesterday, 3 wins will pretty much get you into that 3rd spot at least.
Yeah, which is of course what we saw Mousesports do right off the bat, and pick up the 9 points. And Fnatic and EG were obviously tied on 12, but the round difference separated them out at the end. So yeah, right now we don't actually have any of the players in the server. Obviously Navi have just finished their game against Complexity, so maybe having a couple of minutes to just get themselves chilled out and get ready for this next game. I can see that the admins are actually over with them there as well. wemade Fox finished their game a little bit earlier on, and I think they've already done the map choice. I saw the admins up there talking to a player from either side, so hopefully the map's already picked. And I mean, what map do you think is going to be suiting either of these sides?
I'd say Inferno for wemade Fox. They've just always been a team under the wemade Fox name that have just always been able to kind of compete and hang with any team on that map. For Na'Vi, I think probably Dust 2 would be a good matchup against wemade Fox. I think maybe their strongest map, I'm probably going to say Train for Na'Vi. I think it can be really powerful on that map. I think it's a lot of styles. And I think the others are kind of a toss-up at this point. I'm not really sure how they would play out a nuke against a team like wemade Fox. Yeah,
I think the map choice in this game is going to be really, really important to the whole kind of swing of things. I think Dust 2 could be a fairly even map between these, and obviously maybe if you threw Tuscan in there as well, I think would be a bit of a more of an unknown quantity even to both of these sides as to how each other, because I mean if you were wemade Fox and you were going to study Navi, probably the last map you'd study of them is Tuscan.
Plus I don't even know whether there'll be demos out there of them on Tuscan. I'm not even sure you'll be able to find those Tuscan demos, so that would be a big problem for them. At the same time though, that could kind of favour wemade Fox in the sense that then it kind of throws a little bit of a spanner into Navi's works as well. They don't know what to expect themselves. They don't know how they're going to play on that map. So yeah, it's kind of a tough situation.
Well, we'll just wait for these guys to... we've switched over to Train, actually, as the guys just start to join the server. So maybe it will be a Train, which, I don't know, I think Navi are going to be the favourites as they move into this one. I mean, we've seen them play Train a fair bit. I mean, if you look at their stats over on skgaming.com, the map stats, actually, as Navi, they've won 2 out of 2 Train games. So, yeah. I mean, it's not really many games to kind of go off, but still, I don't think that Train is particularly one of Fox's amazing maps. You know, I think that it's not definitely a comfort zone, if you like, for them.
It's never been traditionally a great map for the team, and I think it's a map that they can be good at, but they're kind of good at against teams who are very much just below their level. I don't think against the really good teams. That's one of the problems with a map like Train. You might be good on it against most of the people you play, but there's a difference between being good and being elite at some of these maps. You really have to kind of understand the dynamics of the map, and it has to kind of suit your play style just through and through.
Well, right now we're just waiting for these players to get themselves into the server, but before we do that, we've got a short video, and when we come back, hopefully, we'll have Navi versus wemade Fox.
Welcome to the Intel Extreme Masters European Championships here in Cologne.
You know exactly where he is. He's going to be here on the site. Barry will take down Robin. He's looking for Crystal and will find it. It's going to be Roman and Tixo and Caprio there.
We won the first map in the grand final now. It's looking good.
Gobby watching for the boost up. He will spray down one, looking for more. Gobby takes 2. And Roman will get the frag.
Are you guys nervous?
No, we're gonna win against Hydra.
And there they go, he's going to switch to Frost Presence, and actually they've even got a Cyclone off onto Hydra. We are here for the World of Warcraft Grand Final. Nunia right now into the center, you can see Faki off on the far end, and he will go down. Didn't keep him in place, so Hamstring was a little bit late there, but it looks like it doesn't matter, and down Hydra goes. We've got so many players in the studio. And this time round, Strength's got the better of the start of the fight, though. And this could be bad for Cypher, but oh my god, he stays true to the air rocket.
He can play very well in defense and in attack. He can very choose the moments when to go.
Here we go, and he's going to put the pressure out, and surely he's going to catch the health to drop down, but that was great.
There was an advantage here, disadvantage here, and they really played those cards out.
Another one coming out as well, but Havoc will push through, but Cypher will get the kill. Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Finals here at CeBIT, and we're going to be moving now into our second game of Counter-Strike for the day, and it will be the Ukrainians of Navi going up against the Koreans of wemade Fox. And you know, this game is for me one of the more interesting ones in the group as well. I mean, like we talked about just before this, we've not seen these two teams face off against each other, and also wemade Fox probably got a bit of a point to prove.
Yeah, wemade Fox definitely. I mean, they need this win to kind of consolidate their effort to get into the playoffs, obviously. But at the same time, they're a team who, it seems like their stock's been dropping with every tournament. The last time we saw them do decently well was Chengdu, IEM Chengdu, which was, I think, back in September, early September.
Yeah.
So that's a long time ago in terms of Counter-Strike tournaments. Every other event, it seems like their stock drops a little. Everyone doesn't consider them quite a threat anymore. They don't get those big upset results.
Yeah.
And the more that happens, I think the more for them as players, they kind of need to prove to themselves that we still deserve to be considered like a really good team.
Well, let's have a look then at wemade Fox. And first up is Garcia, who you may just see in game as Sia, so you don't get a little bit confused. And then next of all is Solo, one of the big standout players in this wemade Fox lineup, and being considered one of the better players in the world for a long time. Then we have Glow in the middle, the strat caller of this side. And then further on, we have, who's very proud of being in wemade Fox, Bale.
Plus he just
Awesome
has like
jacket.
the most hilarious face.
And then we have Termi, 23 years old. And of course, all these players coming in from South Korea, the Asian champions from the Intel Extreme Masters Season 4 and also Season 3 as well.
I love the way you always see Bale. He's always got like a cheeky little hobbit-like grin on his face.
He's always happy.
He is. It seems like he enjoys his life.
Clearly. So let's have a look who they're going to be facing off against then in this matchup. And of course it is coming in from the Ukraine, Navi. And first of all is Starix, 22 years old. Then followed by Edward, who's got the most awesome hair in Counter-Strike 1.6.
Good eyebrows too.
And in the middle we have Zeus, the strat caller of this side, and been around for a long, long time. Definitely a big famous name in the Eastern European Counter-Strike scene. Then we have Senya. And then finally on the end is Markelov, who got voted as best new up-and-coming player on a poll on a website sometime this year, which, I don't know, not really an up-and-comer, but it's definitely good. But I wouldn't say it was an up-and-comer.
Yeah, I think he's kind of been at that kind of status for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
But I mean, the problem was he never really was on a team that could do real damage, you know. And that's what gets you the exposure. And then people kind of, it's not as much as they hop on the bandwagon, but people kind of pick up on the fact that this guy's really good. And then it kind of builds up a kind of image for you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we're going to be kicking off here on Train in just a moment. But obviously, you know, what are you expecting to see from this matchup? I mean, we've kind of pinpointed Navi as maybe the favourites going off on, you know, just on recent form, and obviously on the start in this tournament, the World Championships, where they beat Complexity by a huge margin. wemade Fox had a tough game against Roskilde Ravens, which they eventually came out on top of as well. But what do you think that wemade Fox are going to have to do to come out and beat Navi?
It really feels like wemade Fox have to get all their work done on the terrorist side here. Like, I think they've got the raw skill and they've got kind of good enough communication that they can get rounds as counter-terrorist, but it really feels like they're going to have to find a strategy that works and they can go to. It's kind of like their standby strategy. Worst case scenario, if we try other things and they're not working, we can go back to this one and we know that this will get us some rounds if we keep running it. Because the thing is, you never quite know how the Navi players are going to play. You don't know if Markov's going to try AWPing all the time. You don't know if they're going to play aggressively, pushing with guys like Edward or Starix into certain positions. So I think really for wemade Fox, it's up to them to kind of, I don't necessarily want to see them adapt too much on the terrorist side. I want to see them kind of pick their best strategy and just try and execute it as well as possible. I think that'll put them in with a chance for this game.
Well, of course, Navi have been doing well recently. The European Championship Finals was a great showing from them, and also playing in the Arbalete Cups. They finished 4th in the February edition, and also they won the first one of the year as well in Kazakhstan. So, I think that Navi are really going to do well again here in this tournament. You can see that there's kind of a hunger somehow in the Navi lineup. I mean, we saw them at the European Finals, probably the most vocal team there, to be honest. And hopefully we'll be seeing that again from them. And they've certainly got off to that promising start. The question is, now that they're going to meet the, I guess you could say, the real powerhouses of Group B, how are they going to handle it?
And people always used to think that Hellraisers were kind of the one great Ukrainian team. It had some of these players in it, in that they'd finally put together a team with big names. But then they always kind of never quite lived up to that potential of what we thought they could do from demos, online games. This actually seems like the first time, after all that swapping over the last sort of 5 months within the Ukrainian teams, players going backwards and forwards between the teams, this seems like the first time they've gotten a really stable looking lineup where it kind of works in all the areas it needs to, and they genuinely look capable of contending finally, not just being that outsider dark horse type team.
Vale just changed his name to his demo instead by accident, I think. So let's get the knife round underway. And right now, Navi are like, okay, where are wemade Fox? We're coming in from the bomb train side by the looks of things, and we're not going to be live. Wemade Fox decided that, well, let's start again. We're not quite ready for the knife round, but how important do you think the knife round is going to be in this game? I mean, obviously, that CT side, getting off to a good start, going to be important.
It will be, but at the same time, wemade Fox aren't necessarily big enough underdogs that if they took a beating while they were on the terrorist side, that they couldn't come back on the CT side. I think they have the raw skill that they can do that. But I think if it's going to be a really close game, I think they probably do need to start CT. Otherwise, I can see them losing by a much larger margin.
Well, right now, wemade Fox just running away. They don't want to fight on the training yard. They'd rather take it in Ivy, I think. Here we go. Standoff, but you can see Senya looking like he really wants to get involved here. They throw weapons at each other, which unfortunately don't do damage. That'd make the knife round more interesting if they did, I'm sure. Here we go then. We're going to start to push in, and actually Starix just stabbed his teammate in the back. But it looks like the Ukrainians are going to get off to the start they wanted. Yeah, they were left with Markelov and Starix, and a ... from Solo, as obviously we will be seeing Navi change over to that CT side. And now obviously wemade Fox, we're going to see how they can handle this terrorist side against a very, very strong at the moment Navi team. Are we going to go for the score predictions again? Up to 16.
The problem with this is I actually feel like it's one of the few times where I actually have kind of like a partiality to one of the teams, in that I think Navi are probably going to win. I think they're probably 60% favourites. But I actually would kind of like to see wemade Fox win, just because of what it could do to the rest of the group, knowing Navi can still win games. So, I'll stick with Navi, but I'll say that they'll win by 16-8. I'm going to go. So I'm going to go for quite a big victory for them.
16-10 for Navi.
Now wemade Fox will just scupper both of our plans.
So let's get underway then. It's Navi versus wemade Fox here on the second group stage game of Group B, the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship Finals. And as you can see, wemade Fox taking it slow. As the defensive positions for Navi. Solo actually will be going down into that inner area, just taking a peek out. I think he will have seen Zeus out there. As they start to think about making a move. And yeah, it's going to be looking like 4 men from the team middle. Solo coming out and maybe taking a peek from ladder room. He spotted Edward up there actually, and he did surely hit the shots. Yeah, he's knocked Edward down a little bit, but he's definitely the one that's taken more damage from that little push out. As we're actually going to see Edward kill Glow up on the sniper deck once again. Quick kill back, and bomb being planted already there. That was very quick from wemade Fox from that position. Now let's see how they handle it. They've got Garcia up high, who could definitely do a lot of damage here if he gets his positioning right, but Senya will come in aggressive, and this is looking good for Navi to pick up the pistol round as they move in. It's a double by Bale. It's now all on Zeus, 1 versus 2. There's the first one onto Bale, and he's going to run in, and this defuse is going to be close for him, but no, it's not. He's going to get that quite easily, I think. And it will be the pistol round going to Navi, and Senya says, Bale good. And I'm sure Bale will pretty much agree with him from that one. And very, very close pistol round, but in the end, it is Navi who get off to the good start.
Yeah, I mean, good enough of wemade Fox to get the bomb down so quickly, but it seems
and 4
like...
kills as well.
Yeah,
good.
But the rotation from the Navi guys, it's always a good idea in that kind of attack to rotate your guys through the back sides of all the 1, 2, 3 trains outside. So... Then again, we have got Termi here with an AK, but does he know that Edward's above him? I don't think so. What a bizarre kill for Edward there.
Yeah.
And here comes Bale.
Interesting one. I mean, Termi just kind of spraying it down. Edward close range with the FAMAS as well will make it 2 as he picks off Bale. You did have Glow just having a look here in towards that inner sight. Garcia actually taking damage, I think, through the wall there from that lower side, from Zeus. Well, now looking like they are going to hit this inner sight. Let's get back around to Glow, who will pick off Starix. And that's going to be the opening that they were looking for as they attack this side. Glow makes it 2 onto Zeus, and it's now 3 on 3. The advantage health-wise, though, it's still over with Navi. But those AKs are in play. There's Senya, and well, Solo has gone on his own onto this outer area, and he's going to get the bomb planted again for wemade Fox. But can he pull off a 1 versus 3 and stop this defuse coming in?
Oh, he's in position to get a kill here on Edward as well. Oh, but he's not gone for it.
Right now, just waiting it out there in those Z hallways.
It's
where are the CTs going to come from?
He's in now.
As soon as he shows himself, he's probably going to be in trouble. He has taken down Senya, but that will give his position away as they fire down onto him. But the bomb's planted on this end of the train. Markelov will peek, and then Markelov will go in for the defuse. But again, that's going to be close, but he will get it at the end. And it will be 2-0 to Navi, but both rounds so far have been close ones.
Those entry kills from Glow into the inside sight, obviously crucial for even setting that up. And actually, it felt like Solo was a little bit unlucky there. The positioning he was in for a 1-on-3, just by the look of where the Navi players happened to go, it basically turned into one of the harder 1v3s, whereas if just one of them had tried to come up through the Z halls, he could have killed one and then set it up into a 1v2.
Here's Zeus. He's going to have lots of players from Fox moving in onto him, and actually switches out to the USB. Finally dealt with by Solo, who will find himself 1 versus 4. Got off a mass, but Starix knows exactly where he is, and they will pin him down into the corner. Obviously, full eco there for wemade Fox. Got the 1 kill, but nothing more, and Navi will take a 3-0 lead. There's an AWP in play now as well for the Ukrainians. Let's get around to Markelov and see what he can hit with it. Right now the smokes are actually down on this outer area, so Markelov's going to have to adjust his position a little. Actually, we'll just spam that AWP down towards the end of Pop Dog. Oops, wrong button. And actually they're moving into this inner area now. Garcia and Termi both picking up kills.
Markelov's holding where Glow's position was. So he's either going to get shot in the back or he's going to get a good opportunity to get this inside man.
Oh, what a shot from Markelov, really up close and personal. There's a second onto Termi, and all of a sudden the advantage was with Navi. Now Markelov again will probably have to make a bit of a impact further on this round. Edward moving in there, and it's now all on Garcia. Let's watch him. The kind of typical position, and actually he goes for the shot, but Edward was already watching. Navi are obviously going to sit there on the defuse, but Markelov really turning that round on its head with those two close-range AWP shots. Great play.
And that's always been his strength as an AWPer. It's never been kind of the setup, the positioning. He's not kind of a player who has to set it up. His aim and his ability to flick shot, it's so incredible with that weapon. He's just in terms of that pure style of shooting, I think he's one of the best in the world with the AWP. And also we saw there a bit of a silly move by Garcia. He only had about 10 seconds left on the clock. All he had to do was run down a little bit, and they can only put in one fake defuse there. But that's in the heat of the moment, when you're the player who isn't expected to win those clutch rounds. Sometimes you don't necessarily know what the correct play is.
Currently a three-man crawl down towards ladder, looking like they'll split off solo through ladder maybe. Termi and Garcia up through the Ivy area. Let's get around to Senya, because he could meet Termi. We'll actually just be waiting for these flashes to come in, and also hiding kind of in plain sight, if you like, behind that smoke. Are they going to start to make a move? Senya still hanging around that area, and one grenade could be so deadly here, and actually they will start to move in as Markelov picks off Glow. Senya still got his back turned as they start to move in, and Senya's just going to spray down two of them. Bale finally comes into aid, but they're down to two already. wemade Fox here as they move onto this outer site, and they really have to make that difference there with Solo, which doesn't come in. And now Bale is 1 versus 4, although two of them are fairly low health. I'm not sure what Bale's going to manage from this position. Markelov's going to be hunting somewhere. There's Starix. There is going to be Zeus right in front of him from CT ramp. And Navi will take 4-0 lead. Sorry, 5-0 lead.
And this is one of the big dangers when you're playing against this team. If you let Markelov get warmed up, let him get into comfortable positions, especially we know what great AWPers can do on CT side of train. It just makes it so tough to even get a few of those rounds in. And he's a player who he wants to be one of the great AWPers. I mean, even after they'd won that Arbala Asia tournament, instead of kind of just being pleased with winning it, I remember he said in an interview something along the lines of that his game for the next tournament was to be the best AWPer and win that award.
Well, we've just seen Zeus grab the one frag and do a fair bit of damage with the grenade as well, but the bomb is planted by wemade Fox on that inner side. 4 versus 3, in comes Senya. Bale will take the bottom of ladder position by that one train as Starix takes down Glow. It's now 1 on 4, and Bale wasn't sure where he was being shot from there. He could hear Starix up above him, but Senya was in there as well. The fuse will come around, and Navi will continue this unbeaten record, 6-0.
Yeah, the moment wemade Fox just haven't shown us any kind of signs that they're really going to push the pace here. It seems like the speed they're going is just a little bit too slow. Even though they're getting the bomb down, they're getting into these 1-on-2, 1-on-3 situations. It's always whereby if they peak at all, then the defuse is definitely going to get in there. And you have to at least put that in the doubt in the mind of the enemy there.
Great play by Zeus, actually looking away before he made that shot. Let's get around to the last remaining player. It is Glow, who's sneaking by the 6 train, but probably only a matter of time before he's spotted, and it will be Zeus who does find him. And it was only Zeus who even lost health there for Navi. That's how strong that round was. And we look down the scoreboard, Markelov 12-1, 12-4 for Zeus, Edward 9-1. So really wemade Fox not picking up even that many kills during these rounds.
This is going to be a real dire situation, because this 9th round, it's getting close to kind of do or die time for this team. You have to start fighting back if you want to win this game.
Let's watch Zeus here. He's probably going to have a good bit of spray going on down through that smoke. His grenade actually clipping Termi down to around half. And they've lost health from Solo as well. You can see that they are thinking about pushing in, but Zeus's position will absolutely rip through any kind of move on the eco here from wemade Fox. There go the shots. He spots that grenade, thinking it was maybe a flash. He turned away. He's actually got his teammate there, and they're going to push around here. It is going to be Starix who will mop up the final 3. Bale, Garcia and Termi not able to do anything. And again, Navi don't lose a single man. And are now 8-0 in the lead. And obviously they have the lead guaranteed from the CT side. But the question is, how far is this lead going to push them?
Let's see if we'll actually see a full push inside this time. Now we're going to see the same kind of slow strategies again, where they want to set up for outside. They see if they can get that kill of the guy in the tower or down the 2 train. But that's also playing into Markelov's hands, though, if he has that AWP. Especially as he and Edward, for the 2 best players, they just sync so well together with this team.
Good work again by Markelov. Garcia will bring one back, but Markelov's definitely got the positioning down. We should probably deal with Garcia, who's seemingly on fire in this round. Oh, Markelov really close to hitting him. Term is low, Glow's fairly low. And with Markelov still hanging around the back of that train yard, things could get dangerous here for wemade Fox, but now it's all on Markelov. 1 versus 3. Goes for that shot and gives his position away. Glow
Look at the health down Glow now.
If he can kill Garcia here, the rest of it's doable if he changes out his weapon.
Yeah, the problem is if he'd have kept the AWP, it still would have taken the same 3 AWP shots as if they had the full health.
And there is Garcia. They had that one on lockdown, and finally wemade Fox will get onto the scoreboard, the Asian champions here. Well, that brings us back to an 8-1, which still is looking fairly dire for them, just judging on the kind of form that it's gone. I mean, if they take 1 for every 8 in this match, they're definitely going down by a big margin.
And at the moment, they're just playing so slow. This isn't even how normally you would expect them to play their game.
They're going to spray up the walls here, and it's done a lot of damage, actually, that little move from Navi.
And one of the
Solo
things
in
that
particular
kind of makes wemade Fox so mysterious is because they all only speak South Korean, and we never get the chance to kind of hear all the interviews from them. We don't get them to hear what they thought of this event, or how they're changing as a team, or what they think they need to do to win the next one. We never get to hear all that kind of banter that we get from every other team. So you never really know what their mindset is, how they think they're performing. Whereas we kind of take it for granted with every other team. Sooner or later, those interviews are going to get out. We're going to find out all these different things. And we know kind of the backstory to those, every other player in the tournament, pretty much.
Oh, that was great from Senya. Flash went out, and just as that smoke was clearing, and he really likes to play that kind of aggressive, right on the edge of the smoke position down on Ivy. And already they've dealt with Garcia.
And now that Solo's got an AWP, it'd be nice if he would try and go inner upper and try and pick off either the player who plays there, usually Zeus, I think, but either that, or if they're going to get aggressive outside to kind of go head-to-head with Markelov a bit.
Well, it's all on Solo now with that AWP, who will find Edward, but, you know, 4 remaining. They're probably going to close in, and the time's already running down.
They're going to hunt him. Starks is going to go all the way through, because it's worth it just to steal the gun off him with how poor they are.
Senya actually just peeking out there, and Starks will try and spray it out through the wall, but won't find it.
And let's see if Markelov will try and peek middle with his AWP, knowing that Solo's probably going to try and take that shot. Especially as that's just the kind of player that Solo is. He kind of likes to just do whatever feels fun within the moment, it always feels like. And here we go, let's see if we go ladder. Solo has gone ladder, but he hasn't peeked over that other side yet. Instead he's looking below the tower. Oh, it was very close. He took Edward right down, I think.
Yeah. He's actually moved away again from that position. Let's have a look at wemade Fox's setup. Looking like the inner, maybe, yeah? No. They're going to back away. I mean, obviously he probably doesn't know that he's hit Edward.
Yeah, it was very difficult to see there because since his feet were ducked up, you couldn't really see that you clipped his body through the middle. And this is a very good setup here on the lower part of inside. It's going to be very difficult to even get into that. So I think they've pretty much got no choice to run the time down a little bit, then push outside hard and just try and plan.
Problem is Senya again will be hanging around.
But they can do a lot of damage here if they rush to the very left of this alley as they go in. If they split up, then it might get really dangerous for them.
Flashes down then from Senya, and grenade came in as well. Edward obviously is fairly low HP, and Markelov will go close range against Garcia. Right from that bomb train earlier. They have lost Markelov. Edward taking the damage from the grenade. He must be down to 1. Yeah, 1 HP.
The time is running out.
Glow and Solo. Yeah, 16 seconds to go.
Glow doesn't know he's over to the left near the
Here is
box.
Starix, and he will take down 1 and 2 to finish off. Well, it came down fairly to the wire there, but Navi again will be able to bounce straight back and pick it up to 10-1. And you look down the list of them, and I guess you could say both teams are performing well as a team, because we made Fox all around 5 frags each, and all of Navi above 10 at the minute.
And that really looked like sort of a moment of bad communication from the wemade Fox guys there. Solo needed to communicate to Glow that he's over near that bomb train and the electric box down on the bomb train, and then I think actually Glow had the opportunity to plant. But instead, it was too late when he engaged them. Now wemade Fox are in a complete hole. Because just the money situation that they're fighting against now.
Yeah,
I think one of them's got an AWP again. I think Solo with the AWP. Let's see.
The score now 11-1. As Navi, of course, having such a huge lead.
It's a shame that they've stuck with this outside rush so much. It would have been nice to see sort of aggressive pushes inside and try and take them out with your AWP. Because if you can get that guy up, then you'll have a chance to get right in. And they've just been headshot, one of them. I think it was Bale got headshot right down the fleet train outside the bomb train.
Termi doing a good job here, but he's finally downed, and now Solo's up against 3, including the AWP of Markelov.
And this is just kind of a waste of AWPs when you keep doing this. Even if you get a few kills, it's so tough to win one of these rounds. But he has a chance to plant if he can get one of them. He has to go quick though, because they are going to flank.
Yeah, does have the bomb in hand, which will work in his favour, but the question is what Solo can actually make of this. Markelov still watching, and actually as they moved away, Edward was there. And that was down in the ladder room, and they covered that one up nicely to make it 12-1 Navi. And this turning into a rather one-sided game, and already Navi, I guess, are going to be thinking about how big their round score difference is going to climb to after this match.
Yeah, and it looks in this game like wemade Fox are suffering from a little bit of the problem that Meteor Makers was suffering from. They really haven't brought the individual skills and the aim that some of these players are world famous for.
Edward having a really good time of things on that outer area as well. Weaponry not all that great. There's obviously that Galil in play, but again Garcia gets 2. Finally they deal with him, and it's now all on Bale. Senya and Starix, and Senya will go close in ladder room. Will bring us up as we hit the final round of this first half to 13-1 in favour of Navi.
And on a map like this, it's very winnable to win these 1v2s, etc. if you've got the bomb. But so many times we haven't even seen wemade Fox look like having a chance of winning them. It just seemed like this score is very much indicative of exactly how this game's gone. It's not that one team's getting lucky with some of the rounds, or there's really close kind of confrontations. But they're finally going to go inside. Let's see if they can actually pull something off here.
Well, that was good cover as well from Solo. Yeah, they are in on this site. I mean, they've got Termi down to 4 of Navi, but it all depends now how they attack this site. Markelov and Edward really doing a great job, and Solo is the one that has to win this round for wemade Fox. Termi is down too low really to make a bit of an impact, as Solo will fire up to the man on the top of that 3 train. Termi has killed Edward though, and here comes Solo in from the side, finally gets the kill onto Senya, and now it's Markelov with the AWP. Bomb not yet planted.
Markelov's in the spawn at the moment.
Yeah, that's clever from Solo not to actually push Markelov there,
Oh,
but he will find Termi.
Now, but he has 100 health here, so all he has to do is play smart. He knows exactly where Markelov is. Just wait until you can get behind him.
That grenade not actually doing any damage. Markelov starts to work.
And there's never any reason to peek if you're Solo here. You need to win this round.
Got no time anyway, Markelov there. He had to go for it, and Solo will kill him. So that's a good finish to the first half for wemade Fox, but they will go down 13-2.
And that really is
initial 15 rounds.
That really is what you kind of felt, just based on how their outside attack wasn't working and how much the guys outside were going off. They really needed to try and just fully push that inside and at least get some bomb plants and get into maybe a few situations where you might win if you hold the corners, etc. Whereas that's what they could never do on the outside. They got picked off way too quickly.
Well, the Asian champions, wemade Fox, in a bit of a slump. Let's see if they can bring this one back and get anywhere near the scoreline of 13-2 that Navi managed to put up on this CT side on train. And it all starts here with a pistol.
And whether or not they can win this half, it's crucial that they at least sort of, I think they at least need sort of 7 or 8 rounds just to kind of even up that round difference later on if it comes into play.
Starix actually saw the one man there and decided to back away. It looks like Navi will be making the push onto this outer area. Zeus already has taken a big hit there with the grenade. That will put Navi back a little. Right now, keeping things quiet. Don't want to give out anything to wemade Fox as they share up those weapons. Termi and Bale, the 2 wemade Fox players with armor. It looks like we're going to be seeing a inner push. Let's have a look what Garcia can do, because he's the man that should stop it. He will flash down. Now moving back out of the way, trying to utilize that USP at a better range than the Glocks that 3 out of 5 of the Ukrainian guys are holding at the moment. We are going to now see that push from Navi. Double grenade down to the end, and well, there we are. One from Senya will pick up the frag onto Garcia, who had already thrown his grenade down towards Markelov. And now Navi have got the bomb in position and are now taking up their own positions to defend this side. And he's quite close, taking the ladders as Termi will find focus. 3 versus 3, bomb ticking away faster and faster. Here comes close range from Senya. Didn't quite work out for him. Zeus,
now this is when you need to rush him, really.
Here comes Zeus. He goes down as well. Starix is still alive. Can they find him? He's up there on the, well, on a usual position here, to be honest, for this kind of thing. And he actually will take one and finds the second. And that must be pretty close there for wemade Fox. And pistol round going towards the Ukrainians will push them up to 14-2. But more importantly, wemade Fox probably won't even be able to put up much of a fight in terms of weapons before it's too late.
You saw Bale shaking his head there, and Glow rather shaking his head. I mean, they essentially just lost a 1v3 versus Starix there by one allowing him to just pick them off. And with the amount of time they had left, yeah, they didn't have time to all rush him, but 2 of them could have rushed him and the other one could have defused, and it would have been close to impossible for Starix to actually get to the diffuser in the time it would have taken. So it was just like another little mistake where they were just out of sync, the wemade Fox guys. So even the kills they're getting aren't helping their teammates.
Good work from Senya so far in this second round. Now obviously they're going to try and get in and get the bomb down. Markelov will find Garcia. Glow is there, but will he be able to get around to a weapon? Markelov actually covering it with a grenade. Glow is now last man alive. Zeus will come around by the 6th train and then shoot Markelov. But either way, Navi will move up here onto match point, with only 17 rounds played.
And this will be their second train victory, and by a huge margin, unless some kind of miracle gets pulled out here.
Actually, they're moving in really, really quickly now into that inner sight. And, there's 4 for Masters and an M4.
Garcia needs to do a lot of damage here if they're going to win this round.
Garcia has got himself one, but Markelov and Starix both chiming in. Glow is down real low with his FAMAS, but they've got the support of Bale. What can Markelov do?
Great
Nothing.
kill there by
It's now
Glow
down to Starix, 1 versus 2.
Termi's right in position now to actually win them this round. All he has to do is not peek and force the other guy to.
Which he will do, and the 3rd round will indeed go over to wemade Fox. So they give themselves a little bit of hope, but let's be honest, 12 rounds in a row is a huge, huge task for wemade Fox.
The key kill there really did look like that Glow headshot with the FAMAS as he was moving, because he had the 8 health, and it felt like if he didn't get that, then he definitely gets killed. And then all of a sudden that's a 1v1, and I don't really know whether Termi does win that or not.
That's the setup right now for Navi. Glow actually may come into contact with them. Has decided to back away and keeping things very, very quiet here. The Ukrainians, they probably want to get this to 16 as soon as possible, just so that they can maybe kick back and not have to focus so much on getting that final round in.
Glow just solo just lost a 4th of his health there by falling off the train.
Here comes the push. It's coming onto the outer area. You heard the FAMAS firing away, and Senya not quite 100% sure, I think, where that came from as Bale and Zeus exchange the frags. Right now, Zeus is dead. Edward moves in with his AK, and it's advantage to Navi.
Solo needs to get nuts here. I mean, the bomb isn't down, but all the same, he really needs to kind of at least get this to a 2v2, you have to feel.
Sorry, there is a 3-on-3. Yeah, Bale's
on
still alive. But
just a glimmer
not
there.
for long, I think.
And his problem is he's kind of trapped in his position.
Yeah, he can't really move from there. I think they know he's up there as well, as Garcia gets one. Edward will move into that position.
Oh, look at this last guy with 17 health though, and he does not have the bomb.
Now he does. He's got the position in here as Senya, but will he expect Garcia to be in exactly the same position that he's just killed Solo from? No, he won't. He's got his back to Garcia. And we made Fox bring us back to a 2-2 scoreline overall, and 15-4.
A little bit fortunate by the South Koreans there, but all the same, I mean, they were so out of sync on the first half, they maybe finally, the balls bounced back a little bit. But they need to just constantly apply some pressure. I'd like to see some harassment maybe at this inside area by Garcia. Because it feels like if they just wait, eventually Navi's going to kind of figure out the weak spot that they can just forcibly push.
Here we go. Push comes in. Starix and Zeus, who were around the other side, die. Now it's all up to Bale. Glow will be there as well. And that was obviously an eco round from Navi. And a very easy one to deal with for We Made Fox. We move up to 15-5. 10 rounds to go. We Made Fox only need 10.
Only. But then again, of all the sides you can win 10 rounds in a row, this is not. This wouldn't be the craziest to have won it on.
Oh, Bale's actually, I think, just spotted one. Or
Garcia's
did he?
sneaking up.
Bale actually not seeing him there because of the smoke that was popped. Glow did see that man going up ladder though. We're quickly down to a 3-on-3.
Garcia's right behind them at the electric box. He's going to at least have one kill onto Markov if he hurries. Taken out there.
Yeah, Markov already looking back. Grenade swapped out there for Senya and I think Solo down there.
Big kill there by Glow, but now what he does
Senya
now,
can't see
Glow has
to
the
his
bomb,
right.
but he keeps peeking this two train outside.
Yeah. Senya unfortunately couldn't see him for a while. When he finally did peek, he realised that Glow was just hanging around on the ladder. Now it's all on Solo. He's actually at those Z hallways. He will take out Markelov. It's 1 versus 1. Senya now has to get into a position to collect the bomb without being seen. And obviously shot. Where is the bomb? Yeah, Senya's going to get on top of it. That's
And if he tries to plant in front, Solo's in a really good position here to get this free kill.
Oh, and Solo actually coming all the way around from ladder room. Senya maybe taking that a little bit casually. Starts to move over towards that bomb train. And easy shot for Solo from behind. 15-6.
And that's 2 rounds we've seen from Senya now, where he dies not even facing the enemy in kind of semi-obvious situations. And you kind of feel like a little bit of the air's kind of gone out of Navi's balloon here. I mean, they kind of feel like this win's guaranteed. And even the rounds they're losing, they're still pretty close to winning them, so sooner or later they feel like it's inevitable at this point. Here's Solo though inside with the orb.
Missed his shot, but at least he's not taking too much damage. Those grenades will start to rain in, but obviously Navi had already backed away.
Glow is opening the alley here, so aggressive positions from the other players. This is what you want to do though when you're against a team who's starting to play hesitantly. You don't have to get aggressive, but you hold more aggressive positions, and then it completely breaks up their kind of transition into the middle game.
Nice play by Glow at the close range.
Going to have to do it again though, because it looks like they're going to push out of that alley.
Yeah, I think they'd rush him down a little bit faster than they actually did, but Glow's retreated back onto the bomb train. Termi is here. Bale will move out actually around this pop dog, and now again it's all on Senya. 1v4. He's already killed Termi, but Solo is hanging. Carmack just feeding us information for later. So the score 15-7. We made Fox bringing this back. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a close game yet because the scoreline says it's not, but You never know what wemade Fox can put together. This is going to be an eco round, and what you would expect is Garcia to clean up, but he's managed to. That'll be enough, and the rest of his teammates can now start to work around. But bomb plant will come around just as Bale's grenade will fall, and now Senya finds himself as the lone man again. And that's an easy bit of killing to be done as Bale picks up the AWP from Solo's death, and that defuse will come in to bring us back to 15-8.
Speaking of Carmack, that reminds me of a little bit of just random trivia, which is that Glow, whose name is, I think it's Min-Soo Kim. He has the exact same name as a judoka who's an MMA fighter and fought against the current champion of the UFC, Brock Lesnar. So, just a random piece of trivia there.
It was a good one.
Carmack loves judo, what can I say?
No, he likes men wrestling. Come on. Here we go.
Yeah, under the excuse of judo.
Grenades to the back of that Ivy Alley, and Starix was actually in there as well. You can see that Edward, as I moved too far through, will meet up with Garcia, and that could open up actually an attack onto that inner site, but you can see that Navi struggling to pick up this 16th round, a little hesitant to just jump on it.
There's a nice setup here at back alley though from Glow. As long as that smoke remains there, where it's just gone away, but he's got a really good angle onto where Starix. He'll be looking to the left, and he's going to basically have a free shot directly down, because that's like the third spot you check when you walk around that corner, and these flashes go right past him.
Yep.
What a great boost that was.
Flashes down. So Termi will also back them up. Where are the rest of them? Senya is actually at the end of Ivy as well, but
now there's a crossfire with AWPs here on the back alley.
Senya's got out, and that could be dangerous.
Oh, it's planted as well. I think they didn't see him get past at all.
Yeah.
But Solo's in a really good position to get this kill. Wow.
Solo
strafing kill there.
3 versus 3. Bomb planted. Senya gets one. It's now all on Termi. He's starting to move in now towards the plant, but he's going to have one to his right and one to his left. Markelov with that AWP surely will peek out at some point. And actually fires off one shot. Markelov is downed. Zeus will be the man that has to make the difference. And he's going on actually onto the defuse. And Termi, oh, so close there.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. His problem now is he doesn't fully know whether or not Zeus was going to gamble and go back through the Z holes. So if he does that, he actually makes it. He was 2 seconds away from the defuse there. But if he decides to fight him, he actually had 3 seconds in which to kill him. So that's like a very difficult. I mean, you for all you know, you rush forwards on those 3 seconds. Maybe he pulls back a step and then you can't defuse the bomb.
So obviously, group stage will play into all 30 rounds. We'll have to see if Navi can actually take more than.
Oh, it's 16-8. I believe that's what I predicted.
Yeah, you did. 16-8. Congrats.
Shout-outs to wemade Fox
8.
for making me look good there.
See the 2 AWPs in play. One with Glow, who's watching ladder room. One with Solo, who's on the inner. Right now, Navi are pretty spread out, but looks like the inner side will be the choice.
And based on the round, the round
Garcia's
difference and the sides that they're on, this is where wemade really need to make this sort of a 16-14 loss. Yeah. And then at least kind of you lessen some of that damage. And Solo's in a good position to AWP the upper area.
Well, Markelov
wow, it's very bizarre to see him miss that shot.
Yeah, Markelov looking through the smoke there as well. Bomb will get planted by Navi. All 5 players remaining, but Termi certainly working his magic as he tries to get in. Bale and Glow will work together from the right-hand side of this site as Glow picks off Edward. Now down to a 3-on-3. Senya is there, and well, Markelov's picked off another one. It's now all on Bale. 1 versus 2. And he's decided, well, I'm going to take Glow's AWP and run away.
And we have seen that these rounds that wemade Fox did win was when they had they had some clever boosts, and they also, their AWPs, they had enough money to spread them around. So now they've lost a few rounds, and the bomb exploding is one of the worst scenarios that can happen actually for the CTs in terms of money. So it's really going to be a case of how are they going to do now that they're going to have to go back to a rifle setup. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw someone from wemade Fox try and get a little bit aggressive on the alley here.
Markelov has taken out Glow. That's a big little start.
Solo's gone off, and the rest have got USPs. He did save it, I guess. Even so, you really would have expected him to kind of engage at middle there, wouldn't you?
He's got rushed down there pretty early on. Obviously, Bale with the USP at the end, not managing to really pull anything off. And that will be 18-8, I believe. The scoreboard's not updating, and I didn't write it down. But I think I'm right. 18-8.
I think I could be right.
Yeah, it was 13-2 first half, so 18-8. 4 more rounds to go. Can Navi extend this and really pick off a huge round difference if they manage to keep going? I mean, it's already going to be quite big anyway. They had what, a 20 round difference from the first game? 25-5 they won against Complexity. Starix with the first kill. Smokes down to cover that upper ramp, and Garcia knows that someone's going to be coming there soon. But will he stay in that kind of position? Because Senya...
But Solo is up close, though.
Well, they're going outside. That's maybe going to change things around. Senya and Glow exchanging the frag. Zeus is going to go down in the aftermath of that.
They haven't heard that Garcia's here yet. So that flash, if he can stay hidden on this wall, there's not necessarily any reason why they'll check that. Now, if Solo could peek out immediately, well, they could have got the crossfire there, but I guess maybe the communication wasn't fully there.
Senya's really been on form today. Been hitting a lot of shots. I mean, his second half is 19-10, and Markelov is 8-9. The closest man to him on the Navi side. That'll be 19-8. And here comes the fast push down into that inner area. Garcia is there with the FAMAS. Finally, they deal with him. As Senya again extends his frags.
Markelov's AWP. His flick shots are so weird in the sense that I think he uses kind of a slight... He doesn't really use a low sensitivity. So his flick shots don't have to be like a huge flick. He's just so quick with it that he can just do those tiny little pixel flicks. And there's very few people who are actually really good at that. There's a lot of AWPers that kind of use like positioning to get their AWP shots off. And Markelov's just so aggressive with it, his movement just flows into his shots.
Oh, Glow's done a great job, but here's Senya. And there's a grenade that's probably not going to land onto Bale, but Bale's not close enough anyway.
He's going to die anyway, I think. Just based on the hitboxes, he had no chance there.
Yeah, just moving in there. Senya also follows him down, and that will be 20-8. And Navi really are racking up a lot of rounds in the group stage here in Group B. Like we said, the Group B games will continue a little bit later on. I think 1:30. The other two games are due to start. They'll be shown on HLTV because I think we'll be moving over here on the stage to World of Warcraft next.
And overall in this game, it's kind of felt like one of the problems that was lacking for wemade Fox was Solo just hasn't really brought the kind of performance that we've actually come to really take for granted from him. Even in games they do badly in, we always expect him to be kind of the one kind of diamond in the rough there. But I think total for this game, he's looking at something like maybe 12 or 13 kills total. And that's just not anywhere close to what he needs to be on if this team's going to be dangerous against caliber opposition like this.
Bomb plant going to come in shortly. Smoke's already down, and Markelov knows there's a man there. It was Garcia, and as he jumped up to have a look over the bomb train, he'll be taken down quickly with a shot to the chest. There's another man through the smoke for Markelov. It was Bale. As we hit the final round, the score is 21-8. Navi really off to a flying start here at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships.
And now that, of course, they know that, they don't even have to essentially worry about round difference. They'd have to get really pounded for this to ever be a problem for them. So for them, all they're worrying about now still is winning the games. Which also means that if they keep winning, then anytime they get into those situations where they're in garbage rounds like this, they don't even have to really focus on them. They can kind of have a little bit of a rest, which is useful if you've got 2 games in a row coming up.
Garcia, last man alive in this game for wemade Fox. And he's going to be coming from Pop Dog, will be finished off by Zeus. And the score will be 22-8 overall. With Navi, of course, taking the victory. And, you know, I think wemade Fox, they managed to claw back 8 rounds. Obviously, first half finished 13-2. So you may say that they even did well to get that far. I mean, actually, they lost pistol, and then they won the 3rd round.
Yep.
Yeah, they won the 3rd round, so they kind of changed it around even further there. I mean, they could have been looking at a complete domination in that matchup by Navi. But what we said earlier on, that, you know, Navi have been practiced definitely over the last, 3 months or so. They've been looking very, very strong. And also, they're looking pretty damn, you know, motivated to actually win an event this big after their performance at the European Finals. So what we're going to do now is go to an advertisement break. When we come back, it's the Intel Tech Talk.